What's going on? So, part two of the Apple Slice series. Today we're talking about price point, right? In my original video, that was the second part of the acronym Apple, so P, price point. You can check out the original video here. Let's get into it. P stands for price point, which I define as the value of the services being provided in comparison to the money that's being paid for by the consumer, right? A studio, for example, might adjust their classes based off of how long the class is, right? An hour and a half, an hour, 30 minutes. Or whether it's for a group or whether it's for a private lesson, like 1 to 3 people is typical. Or who is teaching the class and some kind of special thing that's coming in, right? All those will change. So you're like, where's my price point? How do I find the price point that is best for me? And I would say you need to zero in on an equation. Okay? So in the real world or the regular world or the civilian world, whatever you want to call it, time equals money. However, in the dance world, time plus classes equal money. Let's say you go to a studio and all the classes cost the same. And you're like, I can handle this. But included in the class scheduling and what you pay for these classes, the tuition, is a guest teacher who's like an expert in their field, and they come out every week, right? So your money is actually being stretched more than you think it is, because if you were to enter that guest teacher's class outside the studio, you'd be paying a whole lot more, right? When you realize that, you're like, sweet, heck yes, of course, this is worth it, okay? It also works the other way around, okay? So if you check out the teachers that are coming in, or even the guest teacher that's coming in, and you realize your kid has to take that class and you're paying for it, you might realize that you're paying twice as much as you'd actually want to pay for the classes that are coming in. You need to cross-reference what is being paid, how long the class is, and who's teaching it. When you hit that Venn diagram, right, the center point is your price point. Right? Those are the 3 questions you need to ask to find the central thing that actually matters to you. Right? So research them in the same way that your kid or the studio would research them. Right? Jump onto YouTube. Type in their name. So-and-so dance video or so-and-so choreography. Right? You'll then see what they teach. They might teach several styles. You might see how they teach, because they have like an introduction of how they teach and how they interact with their students. They might have a website you can check out. And most importantly, you will see like the ideals that teacher or that instructor has. Then whether they have the ideals and whether they align with your own ideals based off of their brand, right? You're like, that's kind of weird, or like, I totally appreciate that, right? That's an instructor, and then you're like, I get this person for this long, and how much I'm paying for this? That's worth it. That's totally worth it. Versus like, I'm getting taught by this person for this long, and how much am I paying for this? That's so not worth it, right? Use your Venn diagram. What is the time? What is the class? How much does it cost? Yes or no, right? So I really hope that helps, and I'll see you next week when we talk about programs.